In today's world, the popularity of the minimalist philosophy is ever expanding to larger and larger groups of people. It started out as a trendy backlash against the hoarding tendencies of the generations that grew up during or were raised by parents who grew up during the Great Depression. Having witnessed the endless clutter these generations amassed, the younger minimalists vowed to live in the opposite extreme of getting by on as little as possible. One of the key resources the minimalists try to minimize is space. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, the tiny house movement was born. So whether you're engaged in a form of counterculture or just trying to simply save on the monthly bills by living in a small space, this video will give you some insight as to how a small living area can be tricked out for maximum usefulness and comfort. Sleeper sofa. This one may strike you as unremarkable since it's been around for a while. You may recall camping out on Granny's couch bed as a kid, but the fact that it's an old idea doesn't make it any less impressive. Modern sofa beds are much easier to pull out and a whole lot more comfortable than they used to be. And this crazy little invention gives you the ability to use one room for two purposes: watching Netflix and sleeping. What else do you need in this life?
Very easily. With a great mechanism, fantastic mattress, the best sofa bed in the world.
Convertible coffee table. I'll tell you what else you need in this life. How about some food? You can have that too in the same room as your sofa by employing the power of coffee tables. Every good sofa has a coffee table for feet propping and drink holding purposes. So now, using a little creativity and engineering, that same coffee table can convert into a dining room table capable of seating as many as 6 people. Just like a transformer. So now we've taken one space that would have been used for only couch sitting, and with a little button pushing and knob twisting, have enabled that space to be used as a living, dining, and sleeping room. How efficient! Fold-down kitchen table. If you are short on dining and cooking space in your kitchen, you can easily give yourself a bit more room by incorporating a fold-down table. The idea here is that the table is attached to a wall on hinges, and when it is unfolded, a leg can swing out to prop it up. When finished, just simply remove the leg and fold it right back into the wall, consuming virtually zero floor space. Now, if you want to go a step further, you could add a small cabinet behind the tabletop, which is hidden from sight other than when it's mealtime.
So this features a cabinet here where you can hold all sorts of things, and this project is great if you have a limited amount of space and you want to gain an extra work surface, but then you want to be able to close it up and gain that floor space when you're not using it.
Folding kitchen. And if you want to take the foldable table idea a few steps further, why not just fold up the whole darn kitchen? Believe it or not, I am totally serious. With this wild gadget by GoSee, you can configure your kitchen appliances however you like them, and you can all be folded into a nice little box when not in use. Folding workbench. Okay then, if you want to save a little space in the garage, you can implement the same idea as the dining table we saw a second ago, but as a workbench. That way, when it's time to work on your latest woodworking project, back the car up, fold that bad boy out, and go to town. When you're done for the day, you can simply fold it back up and park the car like it never happened. You know what else never happened? You didn't subscribe like you promised when you were watching our last video. Don't apologize, just go do it now. Staircase. And for those of us living in multi-floor small spaces, we must stop and consider how much space a big old staircase really consumes. The steps are much wider than they need to be, and the empty area underneath is often not utilized for any real purpose. Could opt for a super skinny staircase that gives you only what you need to get from point A to point B. Or if you really want to go for it, you could install a staircase that folds against the wall, just like the folding workbench and table.
The Mini Plus, versatile, compact and very high quality. You can choose from a stunning dark walnut finish or beautiful and contemporary light beige. structure can be either silver grey or all white.
Window balcony. Okay, I'll admit I don't really see the point of this, but it's too quirky not to include, so here goes. Have an attic window laying around that you aren't really using much? Well, why not turn it into a balcony? With just a few simple adjustments, you can be sipping coffee, watching the sunrise in the great outdoors. Not sure why you wouldn't have just a regular balcony in this case, but hey, who am I to judge? Underfloor storage. Now let's see the ultimate storage solution for small spaces, underfloor storage. This is exactly what you need to do when you run out of floor space. Just open the floor and throw some of your belongings in there for now. Now, full disclosure, you should not do this if you're renting the place, lest your landlord decide to store you in the new compartment you've created. But if the floor belongs to you, slice it open. Build a little compartment down there.
Then I installed the hardware, trim, and this super cool placard that I pulled off the old heater. I love that it has a little bit of history to go along with this new look. Well, now you know where we store our guest pillows if you ever come over. Gotta think of something sexier to put under there. That's how I built a super secret storage compartment under my floorboards.
Murphy bed. Murphy beds are a staple in the space-saving world. This handy device takes one of the more floor spacing consuming items in your home and keeps it hidden away till you're ready to use it. One drawback of a lot of these beds is that they're concealed by a bookshelf or something, so you fold it down, all the books and other items have to go somewhere in the meantime. I know you don't have the time or patience for that, so pick a bed, like you see here, that lets you leave everything on your desk as it folds away.
Now to operate this unit, what you do is you pull out these pins here on either side. Once those pins are out, you simply grab the handles and pull the bed down. Now you can see everything stays level on the desktop as I lower the bed to the ground. It gives you about 17.5 inches of clearance on top of the desk to the face of the bed. So you don't have to clean off your desk, you don't have to worry about quitting your work just because your guests arrive.
Mirror, mirror. Lastly, even if you've made your small space hyper efficient, squeezing the final drop of usefulness out of each and every square inch of your space with all the wacky gadgets you can find, you've still got one problem. The place is still small. You don't want to feel like you live in a small space. No, you want expansive rooms that feel like they never end. Well, the way to both have a small space and have it not feel real small is to line the walls with mirrors. Just a small little accent of mirror tiles will do a lot to open up the feeling of your room. You want to go full on trippy? Feel free to cover all the surfaces with mirrors so it feels like you and your cat have been thrust into an alternate universe.
Meow.
Okay, you got your tiny house all planned out? With all these amazing space-saving gadgets, I don't really know why anybody would want a big house anyway. What's that? You still want a big house? Oh.
Oh, come on!
I hope you enjoyed this pleasant video as much as I did. Go ahead and give a thumbs up and make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. And until next time, stay tiny.